measurement option. And I couldn't agree more, and I think our friends at Havas and McKinney added on that as long as you are true to establishing your KPIs and benchmarks and optimizing towards those in real time, you're going to be in good shape. So for those of you that are not familiar with GroundTruth, the short, not so short description of us is GroundTruth is a media platform that turns real-world behavior, including location and purchase data, into marketing that drives in-store visits and other real business results. We serve ads to a variety of different screens through our owned and operated DSP, and our location-based proprietary technology is embedded right into that. So that allows us to uniquely optimize towards in-store visitation and all of the metrics that come along with it. So amongst those screens that we can serve ads on, connected TV is one of them, and allows us to reach 80% of the marketplace programmatically. So we've all heard that CTV is one of the faster growing ad channels for brands right now. And it's not a surprise considering how much easier it is to measure your effectiveness via the digital world. A study from Magna Global came out that 60% of, connected TV ads are 67%, have a 67% opportunity to establish brand recall, better than linear ads. And linear ads, there's definitely a place for them in your marketing mix, and we could talk later about what those are. Having said that, brands that are more slowly evolving towards CTV and having some hesitancy to adoption are certainly going to pay the price in terms of measurability. So how does GroundTruth help marketers drive real business results? And it starts with establishing real-world behavioral indicators, and we do that by connecting GPS signals from the 450 million monthly active users in our system and tying that back to the 5 million plus locations that are mapped out in our platform and having a better understanding of their visitation behavior. Where do they go? And that reveals a lot about who they are. So if you're a restaurant, we can identify who are your current customers, your regular customers, your lapsed customers. If you're an auto dealership, who has visited a competitor dealership in the past 30, 60, 90 days, and using that in tandem with real-time location data. We also own the app WeatherBug, so we have access to 15 million unique monthly active users, and we have dynamic weather data that we can use to further contextualize, where somebody's seeing an ad in their living room, what are the conditions in that moment. And finally, we use purchase data from our credit card receipt partners that we source, and this is especially useful in the CPG space when we're trying to drive velocity and move shelf space. So through all those real-world behaviors, we're compiling first and third-party audiences that are unique and specific to your brands, your verticals, your initiatives, and further layering on CRM data when that's available as well, precisely targeting customers who are most interested in your goods and services. And as it pertains to CTV, we're using all of those real-world behaviors and those indicators like a mobile ID, identifying the IP address they belong to, and we're able to serve them ads, right when they're in their home, in their living room with a 15 or 30-second spot, a non-skippable inventory, again, with that stronger ad recall and just capitalizing on that environment. And wouldn't it be helpful to be able to follow those highly targeted users further into the purchase funnel? And that's what we're doing. You want to know every time your door shuts or every time it opens after somebody's seen an ad they've visited in store as a result of that. So in summary, we're able to generate audiences in a very highly fragmented space, and we're able to serve those through our DSP, dynamically optimizing towards those conversion tracking activity. And finally, just measure that effectiveness through visits, through sales measurement, and anything else of interest. So ultimately, whatever your strategy is, there are tactics that we can put into play and put together a playbook establishing those KPIs up front. So we work with a number of different clients. Thousands of clients. In the last slide, you probably saw some of the brands at the bottom. Hooters is one of the brands who most recently ran a case study with us. I'm convinced that our marketing team is playing a prank on me by encouraging me to use this case study. Having said that, we have a long history with them, primarily activating from a mobile perspective. So they are one of these brands that is interested in capitalizing off of the growing viewership from CTV. So what we typically do with them is run location-based ads and retail block targeting, which is just serving mobile ads when somebody's within the greater shopping center of a restaurant to drive them inward. So they tasked us with extending our reach of those location-based ads, reaching their loyalists, reaching lookalikes, and reaching them via CTV. And we found that from people who were exposed to both mobile and CTV, they had a 2.5 times more. They were 2.5 more times likely. I cannot speak today. They were 2.5 times. There's a better chance for them to make a visit. This campaign yielded 20,000 visits, all in all, from both of those channels, and from CTV specifically, about 15% of that was driven, 3,100. So in any case, we're off to golf, baseball, hiking, and all that pretty soon. My name is Jeff Porell. I would love to chat with all of you, through the duration of this trip, and thanks a lot.
Woo.